This episode of Beyond the Backyard is brought to you by Ultimate Archery and Outdoors, Ultimate Deer Products, Head to Tracks Incorporated, Red Life Food Plot Seed Company, Tacticam, Jay's Sporting Goods, and by Ozcut Broadheads. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Beyond the Backyard, Michigan's headquarters for hunting and fishing talk. I'm your host, Steve Kretovic, and today we're going to be digging into a story that's got a lot of Michigan outdoorsmen and women talking. Legislation that would increase the cost of hunting and fishing licenses just cleared Michigan Senate. Yeah, you heard me right. We talked about this before, and now it's back on the table again. The price to get out there and chase deer, ducks, or trout could be going up soon. And before we all grab pitchforks and start heading to Lansing, let's break down exactly what this means, what's changing, and where this bill stands right now. So here's the big picture. The Michigan Senate on Tuesday voted 23-13 in favor of bills SB 276 and SB 277. Legislation that would amend the state's Natural Resources and Environmental Protection Act. Basically, these bills give Michigan Department of Natural Resources and the DNR the green light to raise the permit fees for all kinds of hunting and fishing licenses across the board. Now, before this becomes law, it still has to pass the Michigan House and get the governor's signature. So we're halfway through the process, but this is a major step forward. If it clears both chambers, fees would climb for almost every kind of permit, and there'd be some new license formats introduced too. Now let's talk dollars and details. A fiscal analysis found that these proposed fee increases would bring in tens of millions of dollars in new revenue for the state. Specifically, we're talking about $29.4 million in additional money for the DNR's Game and Fish Protection Act. Last year, that fund brought in about $67.9 million from license sales. So this would be at least a 43% increase in available cash for the Michigan's wildlife and fisheries programs. And that's a huge jump. That's the first real increase in over a decade. Let's dive into what's actually changing. Under this proposal, Michigan would introduce something new called a complete license. This would bundle together pretty much everything most hunters and anglers want, which includes a base license, 2 deer licenses, 1 antlerless deer license, an all-species fishing license, spring and fall turkey licenses, a waterfowl license, a pheasant license, and even a fur harvester's license. Pretty much all in one package for a die-hard outdoorsman. For that, residents would pay about $150, and non-residents would pay $450. If you just want the hunting and fishing combo license, that would be $100 for residents and $355 for non-residents. And for folks that don't want the complete package, there are individual price hikes for nearly every other tag, from deer to small game to fishing. Now, we are talking about gradual bumps, not astronomical ones, but enough that you'll feel it when you renew everything next year. Now, the proposal would also add a fee for using state-owned shooting ranges, allow for bobcat kill tags, and officially establish resident and non-resident license categories. Now, one good piece of news is discounts for youth and senior citizens would stay in place, so the kids and the older hunters will still get a break. This episode of Beyond the Backyard is brought to you by Ultimate Archery and Outdoors, your one-stop shop in West Branch, Michigan for bows, crossbows, arrows, tuning, and everything you need to be in the woods successfully this season. Stop in before your next hunt and tell them that Beyond the Backyard sent you. So what does this mean for the average hunter or angler? Let's be honest, no one's thrilled to ever pay more. Gas costs more, foods cost more. If anyone that's paying for anything out there now, you go to McDonald's now and you spend $17 on a value meal. And now our deer licenses and fishing licenses might be going up too. But here's the other side of that coin. The DNR hasn't increased its license fees in more than 10 years. Meanwhile, inflation, management costs have gone through the roof. Everything from habitat projects to fish hatcheries to enforcement officers cost more now. This new revenue would help keep our hunting and fishing programs funded. And that's money that directly supports conservation, habitat improvement, and public land access. So yeah, more money is going to be coming out of our pockets, but also it's more money going back into resources that we depend upon. Now the big question, is it worth it? For some folks, yeah, it might be. If the DNR uses their funds wisely, and I repeat that, use it wisely. This could mean better maintained wildlife areas, better fish stocking, and fewer program cuts. But if the funds disappear into bureaucracy, hunters and anglers are going to be quick to call out the foul. The reality is this: the outdoors in Michigan, our woods, our water, our wildlife, they're only as strong as the support behind them. We want to pass this legacy on to our kids and our grandkids. That means keep it funded, even when it stings a little. So as this bill heads to the House, we all need to pay attention. Contact your representatives, ask questions, make sure that if these hikes go through, the money truly goes where it's supposed to. Back into the fields, back into the water, because the outdoors belongs to all of us, not just the politicians in Lansing. We need to make sure and hold them accountable for the money that is given to them. It's like when they say they're going to fix roads, they're going to do stuff like that, and you think, okay, well, they increased this to fix the roads, and then they ask for more money, and their reasoning is fix the roads. We have to make sure that if they're going to ask for increases, which I understand, things go up in prices. Food, just like we're paying more, they're obviously paying more. But if they're going to ask for more money, show results. Show that you are stocking the lakes more. Show that you are putting the money back into conservation in this state so that we can pass on this legacy for years to come. But all right, folks, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Beyond the Backyard. I am curious of what you think about this. Do you support the increase if it means better conservation and access? Or do you think it's just another money grab from the state? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you hit that sub button, that notification bell, so you don't miss any of our brand new episodes. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and make sure, like I said, hit that subscribe button here on YouTube. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting Michigan's outdoors. And remember, get outside, hunt hard, fish smart, and as always, go beyond the backyard.